There is things taking place on this planet that you have to become quiet and become a meditator to really, okay, you as an individual, if you want to experience what your sovereign right is as a human, as having a human experience here, like say, at the very least, you know, to see your potential as an individual, you have to claim your rights to the freedom, and that this isn't an issue for children at all. And this is how they're designed. I mean, that's what part of psychology you would see, that the toddler has an ingrained temperament to fight for its freedom. And that's basically what it is. A narcissist, when they start seeing a child crying because you're taking things out of its hand, what you're doing basically right there to remind you is basically you're breaking their boundaries, that you would never do that to an adult. You wouldn't do that to each other, and because if you did, you know, I know some people who are adults just perfectly well just slug you in the face. Excuse me, I can have my body and I can have what I'm doing here, especially because I have a right to learn how to make it better and do it. And so, but when child psychology, nobody studies that, so that goes out the window. And the narcissist now, what are they doing? Arguing with a toddler. You'll never see the most disturbing thing out there, but when that starts to happen, because they don't understand that their toddler is doing mimicry up until about the age 6 or 5, is only mimicking to stay alive in the tribe. And pretty soon, you know, if you're a really bad narcissist, I mean, completely non-self-reflecting, and all you've said was, you know, bad words around the baby, and you've acted like a control freak. I've seen this over and over again. And then I'm seeing all of the neuroses or like personality defects or problems that comes out of being around these fucking people who entitle themselves to just pump kids out without even answering a 30 questionnaire like thing, like how you have to do when you are getting privileged to drive a car. Can you believe this conversation? Boy, is it anywhere coming off of the beginning of what I was trying to say? Perhaps, you know, I'm pointing at the experience of this life on this planet, babes. There is something happening that eventually, hi Jesus over there, people, are going to be waking up a lot more. And it isn't just going to be an isolated story 2,000 years ago, which is a crock of shit. We don't even know what happened 160 years ago. Not really. A lot of trauma, and we try to remember. Wars is what we do remember. What's the concern here? Well, there's a lot of confusion, you know. We are looking at it. Okay, something is taking advantage of the human mind, period, and something else can alert and say, no, don't let that happen. You need to take responsibility for that there potential hell-making box, really. It's a hell box if you don't know it's there. It's just going to step in and say, and don't forget about me. I'm more important than being present to reality, the truth, kindness, and even sanity. What is it? A lot of disturbance, period. A lot of disturbance. You know, the wrong way to use the mind, having been around minds that are catering to something that is more like their own mind, okay? And, you know, originally what I was saying in the beginning is they don't even question, they don't even see the question that would arise with a lot of things like, well, how long is that going to last? Are you going to change your method of mind boning by the time the child gets to 6 and 7 and something years old? How is that going to work? Okay, somebody has to leave. And it's usually the narcissist gets pushed out, right? Because it's like, dude, babe, you're not, I hate to say it, but you're not safe for the kids. And it's really hard to tell who's who with that. And have you seen that going on? I mean, a lot of really good therapists and people who know how to talk about it would say there isn't a normal situation out there. Everybody's being well, the healthy thing to say is everybody's being exposed, is being traumatized. It's just pure trauma, and that's how you're learning. But we didn't just say that's healthy. That's the healthy thing. There's healthy transformation that goes on from having let go, and you cry and you get upset, but you learn to grow up out of that. That's just like, okay, now are we getting past the age 4? Did you notice that some of your toys are just going to go? You're going to have to let them go. It's called transcending. They're pieces of shit anyway. God, they always give you. Don't buy your kids the plastic tools that look like the real tools. Just show them the real tools and try and get them to fumble around with it, even if it's too big, and just make them realize one day you're going to grow into that fucking thing, and when you do, you're going to be a master. That's the way it is. It's like they're going to be like, I want to do this. It's like, keep trying, keep trying. Don't give them a toy. Babes, what's going on? God, I can't even begin to tell you why I'm even making this video. There's just stuff going on this planet and what's happening now, taking place to people, humanity, the mentalities that are going on, the money system, the warlords that are behind money. And also, really, what you want to say, it's the warlords that are behind the belief that human beings have. And here it comes hot and heavy with all of this artillery. And if you ask me, it's the money that it takes to, indeed, get the media going on a massive fucking wildfire scale about what aliens are coming to town and this and that, and you can't stop that. Just like you couldn't stop the C-19 thing that went on, and we don't even know. We don't even know if that was real or not. Oh, it was out there. It was bad. People were getting sick. All you have to do is just turn your cameras to the illnesses that are happening every day, the mysterious shit that is going on every day. Because, in fact, people are being primed up and, in fact, exposed and reaching a peak all the time of having been toxified, attacked by what? Their medicine, their food, the shitty education system, the mentalities around them, the fact that they can't question everything, and they're just going, and when they do find out that, we really don't have to celebrate Thanksgiving, because what if there's other holidays we need to make now because something new has happened? Are we going to really fill up every fucking day of celebrating some fucking far-off, distant, bullshit fucking thing, and do you know that you keep getting sick off of eating those fucking birds? Go find out what it is to fucking make your own foods, you guys. This is what's really tripping me out. I know what I need to do. Why I'm living in the mountains. I had a conversation with a neighbor the other day, 2 days ago, and it keeps happening where I just look at this guy, I walk away thinking, when is my conversation going to change? Not that it has plainly already changed. A lot of people, I think they get jolted after. I can see it's like we're not arguing. It's just I'm stating things that are happening in reality, and I give myself the freedom to communicate based in my perception. A lot of people have a very weakened perception. We can go on and on about this, and how does that happen, Shauna? Well, fear is one of the fucking things that can turn you inside out, upside down, and backwards about your perception. Fine, but do you realize that you're getting in the way now? I mean, there's people that don't live in fear. And there are healers. You can be healed. Fear is causing all kinds of diseases. Now, what is it? The mind. Mind and fear are synonymous. I saw a thing this morning that says the only prison is in your mind. And I'm like, well, can we stop this loose, useless language? The only prison is the mind. It's not The only prison is in the mind. Nope, not doing any good there. That'll be how many hundreds of years will we finally figure out, no, the prison is the mind. Period. It's never been anything different because of the nature of it. If you're not aware of that, then you have no awareness, so now you're in prison. Awareness is your escape out of prison, right? Yes. We can go on this scale of, gee, I was trying to tell you, well, it's on Facebook. I wrote an article. It's one of my comments. I'm going to try and wrap this up now. What people need to do. Now I'm saying people who awaken. See, I'm becoming awake. See, there are people in Hawaii who have lost their homestead, I'm sure. It's people who have been living kind of like me here in the wilderness. They want a simple life. They know of something, a delicacy about existence that now they've been reduced down to flat white ash. That basically warlords burning down their habitat and my point is see, we have to let go of it. We are already converted over to their money system. This is how we become thinking that we own this land and see the villages that were burned there. See, I live in a village here. But when you look at it more and more, if you notice, it needs to be redone as far as the structure, the infrastructure, everything. But on their side. But what I'm trying to do, what I would like to do, wouldn't anybody like to do this, is say, would you like to include humanity on your building of your fucking grid and your prison system here? They use humanity, they ride the backs of humanity. Now the things that are going on isn't anything that anybody would choose. Now I just thought of, now would the mother choose to have these workers at the water company who they don't seem to work to purify the water. It's to save the poisoned water that they created the poisoned water over. They say, oops, we put too much chemicals in it, and they had to warn us, and they suggest get filters. But what happens in this town? The only market that sold filters at that precise time stopped selling the filters. You have to go down the hill to get the damn Brita water filters, and Brita water filters aren't filtering shit out like that. They had to get a machine in here. Boy, man, when you start looking at that, now why isn't there more machines? And really, why isn't, see, the people that stand up against the water companies are also living in fear, and they're never going to get anything done now. What I'm looking at, what I'm thinking about, what you have to do before it turns into a fucking Hawaii around here is sell out, get your money, but you have to start a community that has a lot of money. You have to understand what money is. You have to understand how to live with that together. And what's happening, what's going to continue to happen if we don't just sacrifice all of this illusion that says that we own shit and say all we can own is money. No. Yes. Our money. Our power. Our power. What is it? If anything, there is a little thing on there that says, in God we trust. If anything, if people get together enough and learn how to live. What I mean is, what do we live on? What have we been living on? I hate to say it, and I hate to sound like this, but it doesn't have to be like this, but it is. In Hawaii, it is. Up there in Paradise, California, it certainly is. Where do those people go? Where do they go? Do you know that they lie about the death tolls that are happening in those burn areas? It is tens of thousands of people who are losing their lives, let alone the domestic animals and the people that are farming there, mainly the medicines. We're looking at marijuana, how that they just don't want. See, that's how that people were paying their property taxes and they were staying alive. They couldn't collapse the dollar in 2008 because they just couldn't. Virgin, I call it virgin earth, the virgin. They call it, it's virgin nature. The way that, okay, first of all, what do people want? If you can corner the market on water, which it's been done by what? Warlords, big money, big fucking, it, man. People that are scaring the shit out of the population into fucking sucking on these fucking spigots. Excuse me.